you've already got that pressure off your shoulders, right? Now you can get into this map. You have a lot of experience on it recently. You've played it a bunch in the last 3 months. To tell you, 13 times in the last 3 months. So you've got a lot of experience on this map. You can get the job done here.
It's a knife round to decide the sides. A lovely Ruby M9 for Rain. Big chunky knife. I like a Ruby M9. I don't think I'll ever own one though. Too bloody expensive. Right then.
You don't like that that knife?
Oh, I love it. It's just costs a lot of money, Sumler. I have too many expensive hobbies, sadly. Sprout now will start on the CT side. This is a big opportunity for them. We've seen them have comfort on the CT sides already, and the question is, will this one be a third comfortable CT side for Sprout? Time will soon tell. FaZe with double smoke, double flash, double P250, raid boss, Twist and Rain. They've got Kevlar with their P250s, so they can take these fights versus Sprout. First one in the face will have an advantage. Faven just spotting at present. Hold on to his smoke for a few seconds. Slack's having a look, so no smoke just yet. A slow start. Oh, hold on. Spiddy's found himself Rain, and he sees that no one is towards B right now. This will have to speed things up for FaZe Clan. And indeed it will. Brokey moves into the A-bomb site, into the sandwich position, catches Dennis off guard. He knows that one is towards Hell as well. Moving in with the Glock. He's identifying where the CTs are. But Cole can't do anything about it. Twist will trade, however. 3 versus 2 in favor of FaZe. Everybody on the A-bomb site, including Cressy on the bomb planting train itself. And it's Cressy in a 1 versus 3. And the success continues. FaZe Clan take the pistol.
Indeed they do, and in fine fashion, just winning all of the duels. And that is off of Spiddy on the beautiful flank, catching out Rain. They let it all happen. They get 4 players on the A site so quickly, ready to go, and yet somehow FaZe are the ones hitting all the headshots. Dennis just getting caught flat-footed there. He was it felt like he wasn't really sure if he wanted to commit into the smoke or if he wanted to fall back. He kind of got caught in halfway, and that's just, I mean, it's going to spell disaster for you against a team like FaZe Clan. You cannot hesitate against players of Cold's caliber. And it's worth mentioning Cold, Rain. I mean, most everybody who needs to hit shots on FaZe were hitting shots the last time they played. That was on G2, 30-rounder, and they went the distance, and FaZe managed to come out on top. Rain had an excellent match. Twist actually underperformed that match, so I'll be curious to see if Twist can give us a stronger performance here. I'm sure that that will help FaZe if he does. There's a lot riding on it. And, oh, there you go. Speak of the devil. Twist starts us off strong. Kill on Slacks. Kerrigan is out of the fight, though. Still a man advantage for FaZe as they move on to the A site.
They are advancing very quickly indeed. With the right tools for the job, the SMGs. Cold looks to post up and plant the bomb. Ivy control is a question mark. We can see Rain focusing on the ladder room for now, but he disappears around the corner. Faven still hunting, and while FaZe wait for the smoke to go, this will allow some rotation for Sprout. We see that Speedy is on the flank with the Desert Eagle. Rain, we're aware of this. Looked away at just the wrong moment, which allows Dennis through. It's a big hole in the defenses for FaZe Clan, and you wonder how many problems this might cause. They are focused together. This will at least protect the weapons. Down goes Rain. There are 2 more players around the corner. Dennis will invite a peek. Not going to hold on to the bomb defuse. Cold Zero moving into the smoke now. This could get tough. You see some reloads. Cold Zero with the knife out, and he'll get punctured. Oh my god, what is happening? Twist has got so much to do. The bomb's still being defused, and he can't quite get there. I cannot believe this has happened. Is there time to defuse the bomb, though? Just about. That is an outrageous round.
What a round. These are the kinds of rounds that they're going to have to pull off, that they're going to have to win. They have more experience. Again, these chaotic situations going into it, they may intuit, they may know what they need to do to find success. And so Spira, that was a beauty. Nice flank. Dennis just going to stick, and he needs to hold it down as his teammates are there to help him out.
That's what happens when you don't watch the ladder room. Nobody watching ladder. I think they were partly concerned about the main position as well, so they all fell back to sandwich, but yeah, that is such an unusual round. That just doesn't happen. That's a catastrophe.
Very curious to see the prep put in here from FaZe, if they have any prep for Train. going into it, because there are some tendencies from Sprout that can be taken advantage of here. And so FaZe right now, this is, I mean, that's just a setback. You lost the pistol. I mean, it's playing into the statistic that Alan mentioned earlier in that teams 40% of the time are winning the follow-up round after a pistol. And so that's not supposed to happen, but it's happening a lot here at Flashpoint.
That was a flipping disaster.
Fair enough. That nade, though.
Yeah, that's a solid nade. Again, Sprout, they've got their grenades down. I'm still recovering from what we just bore witness to. And again, like, that's got to be really frustrating for FaZe. I think from their perspective, they'll feel like Dust 2 is a bit of a throw. So I think psychologically, this is a big advantage for Sprout as the underdogs. I'm feeling good about my 250 investment and minimum into this one now. I thought there was some risk, and I'm seeing that risk, Semler.
Oh, yeah. But this is a risk where I'm all right. I'm all right losing those 500 points, Bardolph. If it means that Sprout get the upset, like this insane upset over FaZe, that would be wild.
That would be a massive win for them. A huge scalp to take.
Oh, yeah. One of the big ones in the tournament. And, well, for FaZe, I mean, just utter disaster.
Yeah. And this really allows Sprout to get off to their CT side on the right foot after losing the pistol round. To be in the lead already is such a wasted opportunity, but I'm going to let go of that now as we head towards the first buy round. Double scouts for Sprout. Full buy for FaZe. 4 AKs and an AWP. Carrigan missing a few grenades, but that's okay. The rest of his team are well equipped. And out they go. It will be 4 starting on the A-bomb site for Sprout. No fatal connections just yet. The Molotov towards Sandwich just off an advance from Sprout. And one into the ladder room as well. Carrigan goes ahead of it. We'll see if Dennis is ready for this. I don't think he is. He's made assumptions. It was free to check that corner with the fire there, but I mean, you got to call that one a mistake.
Yeah, Dennis having a bit of a rough start to this map right now. Hopefully he'll be able to get his footing back as this progresses. And now you need to cover the ground. And, well, FaZe, one thing that you can pick up on is that Sprout very rarely push brown halls. And so Rain over here, in the last 3 times that Sprout have played this map at least, they very rarely push or show presence in brown halls. So you can maybe discount that if you wanted to cheat somewhere, if you wanted to kind of get a little ahead and gamble. You could kind of take that into advantage and try and just really stack heavy A if you want on FaZe's side. But as far as Sprout are concerned, they need to just gamble hard right now. I would almost want to just see them gambling hard on the A side, but it's looking like it's going to be the B side hit for FaZe. Let's say Spitty about to see some action.
Slacks is behind him with the scout. Carrigan, he just loves taking liberties. He has no right to get a kill like that. And it may not matter too much for FaZe Clan, who don't seem to be likely to plant the bomb here. Unless Brokey finds the close left through the smoke once it goes. Looking for, oh my god, they're lining up. Never mind. Sprout. Again, they started that round with 2 scouts. Some proactive play from Sprout to push through Ivy and so on, gets him into a much better position. And they get some upgrades as well.
So, oh, dude, how did he get that kill, Carrigan? That's outrageous.
It is, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately, for FaZe. And I don't know, man. If you're invested in this in FaZe, I'm already nervous. And I would win if, well, I wouldn't win actually, no. But
no, you wouldn't. You put 250 on FaZe.
I mean, in some ways I would win because I imagine most people put more on.
Yeah, that's true, actually. No, it would just be an insane, absolutely insane. But there we go. Once again, Dennis getting clocked in the side of the head. Right now, Dennis, though, on that one is kind of wondering, hey, where's my team? But it's going to be tough because Carrigan, that is his stomping ground. Towards the first train, towards Main and Sandwich, like that's where he plays. And so you're going to have a very tough opponent there if you're on the CT side trying to face off against Carrigan. He's going to pull a fast one on you time and time again. So we're going to have FaZe kind of grouping up here. Looks like it's going to be a diversion here towards Ivy. Carrigan going to lead the way, show a little bit of presence, and then maybe they can get a bomb planted on B. Spitty not in position to deny this bomb plant. They're just going to take all the time. What are we watching right now? Is this like CIS, CS? What's going on here? CIS train?
I'm waiting to see what Carrigan and Cole do here.
they're going to die.
At least if they can bait out some incendiaries and so on, they are expensive on the CT side, 600 apiece, you know, so there might be a chance of that. Trying to bring focus towards the A bomb site, and indeed, there's only one CT on B. Cold moving in for the flank now, but he will be checked for. How about that for a headshot? Brokey and Twist remain versus 3. Speedy by Oil will win his duel, leaving Brokey to try and do some more damage. 2 kills in a bomb plant, not too shabby for FaZe Clan, as Sprout moved to 4.
So they do pretty much exactly what I said they did, except that they just decided to wait a minute to do it.
Slacks is going to be in about $10,000 here. 11,000 in fact. Maybe he drops a gun for Dennis, but again, this is a really strong start. We can't underestimate how strong a situation this is for Sprout. It's got to be a confident position for them as well. The way they won that second round, building money, stringing rounds up on the CT side, they're building something special here.
Imagine your FaZe right now, and you're just thinking, man, we're not going to prac train because this is the last tournament the train's going to be in. And then your tournament life is on the line. You've played train twice in both series, right out the gates. It's like, please, guys, why are we playing this map right now?
Double Augs, double AWP for Sprout, and they have intentions towards Ivy, as we can see. FaZe are expectant. Edging forward now are Sprout and FaZe. I think Faven may have a slightly better angle, but it's going beyond Cold Zero's angle. He's good for 2 Cold. I'm not sure if they saw a second player here towards the IV position, but Cold will be alone now as Brokey rotates elsewhere. Posting up, looking for a peek. Cold, game sense.
Yeah, you got to wake up early to catch
Oh, that's beautiful. The man just knows. He's too good.
He saw him. He saw him. That's the thing. They saw each other. And Cold saw that coming. He's too good, man. The Terminator, once he starts walking, good luck stopping him.
Yeah, and with 50 seconds on the clock, there's plenty of time for FaZe to close this one out. Dennis moving through Sandwich. For a life of FaZe, that's a big round for them. They've cut lots of money out of the Sprout coffers in round number 6.
Indeed they have. They do have enough money for the AWP on Slacks. They can drop a couple of guns here for their mates as well. So they will be able to actually get a pretty decent buy here, Sprout, but that's all their money gone. They have just tapped their bank in order to full buy this round. So that was an excellent round there for FaZe to win. 4 rounds in a row for Sprout. FaZe back in it. 4-2, Sprout in the lead on the CT side. And, well, now Sprout, do we actually get some aggression on the Brown Halls? This would be interesting. Slacks with that AWP up close. Broke in, Rain, though, going right across. Nice shot. Had to happen.
Doesn't get too greedy with it as well. He repositions. And we've got action on the A-bomb site again. Carrigan just trying to be the can opener for FaZe Clan. On this occasion, he's not successful. 5 for 5 at the moment. So many Augs out for Sprout as well. Really looking to engage at range with these scopes where necessary. That's the opening kill for FaZe Clan. There's only 2 FaZe players left. Make it 1. That's a huge frag for Faven. The jump from Rain is punished savagely. Twist now looking for a multi-frag trigger discipline, but Faven will force his hand by turning around, trying to move into position, but Cressy's there already. And Sprout are back to winning ways, picking up an AWP late in that round as well. That'll certainly help.
And now it's FaZe who have to tap their bank. In turn, 3 players surviving for Sprout was crucial. They're going to be able to actually have a pretty strong buy here. FaZe now have to use up all of their money. And Kerrigan getting caught as well, that's going to it has to happen quick there for Dennis. He actually has to kind of shut down Kerrigan, get a round over on him. Because if he just kept getting bopped by Kerrigan round after round, I think Dennis just starts to lose his mind out there, because that can be such an insanely frustrating place to play on the map as the CT side. There's so many angles you're always worried about. The more aggressively you get, positioned out there. So for Kerrigan to go down there, that's going to be crucial, I think, for Dennis. We are getting a tech timeout called here.
Looks like the mouse was...
Oh, Faven broke his mouse.
Yeah.
Well, okay then.
It looks like, I think it was Cressy. It looks like he's playing from solitary confinement. All I see is darkness behind him.
Hopefully he has a spare mouse.
Yeah.
Admin is asking right now, does he have a replacement? And Dennis is just like, of course, he is professional.
I wonder if it's battery. It looks like a wireless mouse. Paracord.
That's why I don't trust those ones. Yeah, exactly.
Paracord squad over here.
I'm not wireless. No, everybody keeps saying to do it, but
it's interesting. So actually, here's some nerd stuff for you, right? So I always wondered, why aren't all mouse sold with paracord instead of, because some mice you'll pull out brand new. Some mice will pull out brand new, and the cable will be folded in such a manner that you move the mouse around, the whole cable moves, and it's really annoying. The reason is because of European regulations with regards to shielding the signal and the cable. That's why you can't, like, someone like IBM, for example, if they wanted to sell mice, with how Paracord's cable is at the moment, there isn't enough shielding to meet European regulations.
The Paracord.
Yeah.
Paracord. Okay.
Yeah, which is why they have to come with those crappy mouse cables, but it's because of European regulations and shielding.
So another reason for me to hate the European Union. Thank you, James.
You're welcome.
Good job.
So that's why you don't see paracord cables everywhere versus the bog standard crappy mouse cable that we're used to, if you were wondering.
I love these bits of trivia that you bring up like this, you know, because you are the mouse, the keyboard man. Are there any other regulations when it comes to keyboards that we have to worry about in terms of keycaps?
I haven't got to those yet, but
are the mechanical switches right? You know, it's like it's on the mechanical switches.
Well,
does the spring need to be a certain diameter, or they're not allowed to be sold in the European Union? Is that how that works?
I don't know if there are restrictions with that, but I do know that the Cherry patent ran out, which is why you have all these different named switches.
That's right. Yes.
Which are all basically Cherry switches with like a different spring, and they'll have some other differences as well, but they're essentially all mostly based on an expired patent.
I do have that blueprint hanging up in my studio.
Oh, yes.
The one that you gave me years ago?
I gave
framed on the wall in my office now.
I gave Semler a poster of the Cherry MX patents.
Yep.
Which has a blown-up switch. Looks really cool. And
so sick, dude. It's and I've got it on the wall. I love it. It's awesome.
Well then, 5-2. That was some excellent filling right there. AWPs on both sides once again. coldzera making his way into the A bomb site. He'll post up against Sandwich. We can see lots of activity from the CTs as they focus on ladder. In goes Dennis. But there's nobody home just yet. So FaZe have they've got a Trojan horse in coldzera. Oh, I like this angle from Slacks.
Ooh.
Has he seen anything just yet? Well, he certainly has now. Oh my God, what on earth was that? Well, we've got big violence in the A bomb side. The bomb's been dropped though. Dennis holding the ladder position. He's got two players to rotate around him as FaZe focus on his presence. Make it one. Faven deleted. That leaves Spiddy to come through from Old Bomb. And there he goes. coldzera's looking so sharp at the moment.
Dude, that was brutal. What a repeat from Cold. He just put him down. And well, yeah, Dennis is just going to scurry away and try and hold on to this AK now. The best he can hope for is to save it for the next round. They're not going to have real money to buy in the next round either, Sprout. So likely we're going to see a round of eco coming up for Sprout. Rain is out there hunting. But that is also crazy awareness to bait that shot, to bait that angle with the air dodge. Like that is a pretty sick level of attention to detail coming in from FaZe.
Yeah, it's really cool just to see, like at the professional level of Counter-Strike, all the things you have to be aware of and how they minimize any potential error.
But Cold had a strong performance the last time that these two teams, well, the last time that FaZe were able to play Train. Dropped 23 kills against G2 just the other day. One of the stronger performances from him. He was definitely instrumental in keeping G2 or keeping FaZe in that match. Of course, the match itself didn't go their way because they went on to lose on Inferno 16-8, get blasted out by G2. But you know, it was competitive at first in the first two maps. Now it's a question of whether or not FaZe can get it done here. Twist out into the open instantly. Overwhelming this defense. Great trade frags coming in from him. Fevin under pressure. Kerrigan on top, though. Gonna get caught.
Well, we've got big potential for Sprout here. Ill-equipped for a time, but they've got 2 AKs in the AUG. And only Brokey remains. Speedy and Slacks combining to shut this down for FaZe. Brokey in the clutch now. May be able to find himself a 1v1. See Faven in position towards Ivy. With his scope, he could actually potentially see Brokey by the Yolof position. Will he spot Slacks? Indeed, he will, just off the ladder, but just above the head. Sprout get another one on the board. I'm liking the violence in these rounds. And indeed, Sprout now with 6 rounds on the board on their CT side. Still pretty reasonable in that respect. We'll see what they're able to buy. Big priority for the Orgs for Sprout on the CT side.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Train is like the perfect map for this weapon. Scoped up, don't even need an op, just get an AUG. All sorts of bullets. Does more damage than an M4 as well. And so Dennis, Molly out top, Twist out in the open. Full flash though, great anti-flashers coming through.
Yeah, really important mollies as well to limit how many players can make a play. Speaking of smoke pushes, Cressy's going to go beyond Carrigan. Cressy, what in the blazes is that? From out of nowhere, 4 kills. They lined up for him. They took tickets, and he served them quick.
What was that? So sick. What a crazy play. Dude, I couldn't believe my eyes. He goes charging through the smoke into sandwich like that. What is this guy, out of his mind?
He saw Carrigan. He's just like, screw you. I'll come back for you later. Cuts down the rest of his squad. Oh, my God. That's completely outrageous. The audacity. He just ran past him. He's like, oh, I'll be back in a second. Just
yeah, I'll get back to you.
Just stay right there. Just gave Carrigan the BRB. Sent his status to away and came back like, pow.
That is that is nuts. That's not something you see every day. FaZe are going to be so mad. I'm glad that we actually got a timeout called by FaZe there. I think they needed to cool it for a second and maybe not break their mice.
Oh, my days.
Oh, dude. And I mean, it's not like FaZe did it wrong either. They all just lined up to trade him, except they just happened to line up perfectly one on top of the other.
Org shreds. I've never seen something like that.
That is so sick.
He literally just gave him a BRB.
That's so nuts. And now Cressy continuing the punishment. This is a round of eco coming in here from FaZe. Careful against the Deegs. Guys like Twist, guys like Brokey, they will hit shots.
Yeah, we've spoken about the firepower and so on, but I feel like just the way these rounds have been won, the fights around the A bomb site, the winning that second round for Sprout, and that there's so many things to just spur them on and give them so much confidence in this final map. I really feel like that will give them an extra gear in the fight versus FaZe. They find themselves 4 rounds to the good, probably soon to be 5. 3 Desert Eagles out for FaZe Clan, who have had a limited success here on Train. Rain currently 1 for 9, Brokey 2 for 8. Really having a struggle, and sometimes it is a struggle on the T side of Train.
Oh, it is. If it doesn't feel like it's working, I mean, this can be a nightmare map for you. Especially if the CTs are starting to get dialed in, which they are now. The bomb is dropped outside of main. There's nowhere else for Twist to go. And he's going to die. So Sprout 4 alive at the end of that round. 8 rounds on the CT side. Plenty of bank as well to fall back on. Everything going right for the German lineup right now. And well, FaZe now, the pressure is on. This is it. You absolutely have to come through in this round now. Otherwise, it feels like Sprout are going to start running away with this first half. And so, could we get some more chaos going here on that A site? Is this the time we go for a quick B play? It's not looking likely to see the B play. No, Cold Zera straight out into Olaf. Okay. Let's see, what kind of room can he create here for his team? Oh, and this is rare!
Ooh, that was
Get
so
out!
fun.
Rain mollies that? Slacks has peaked that one time in the last 3 times they've played this map, Sprout. And Rain has the molly ready for it this round. That's crazy.
Minute 24, Brokey waiting for a peek. But Rain gets dropped again. Horrible scenario for Rain at present. Horrible scenario for FaZe from top to bottom, really, as Sprout look to close in on a 9th round on the CT side. But Twist trying to force the action. The bomb's been dropped, though. Cressy behind the smoke. Twist getting exploded. Brokey left in hell. Nobody replying on the radio. It's just him now, 1 versus 4. Off angles being held across the board by Sprout. They have the bomb. They have 4 players. They've got some sound cues as well. Slacks getting a bit leery there, just hopping around. No respect style from Slacks to no scope. Makes a 9th round for Sprout.
Indeed it does. 9-3. And FaZe, no bomb plant. That's going to put them in just a terrible situation as far as the money's concerned. But yeah, no joke. I mean, they do not really play aggressive. Brown Halls, out of the last 3 times that Sprout have played this map, Slacks has gone for that peak once. I'm still laughing that Rain actually mollies it. The one time he's like, you know what, I'm going to go for that peak. And Rain's like, actually, nah, I don't think you are. That's crazy.
4 rounds in a row for Sprout. Momentum firmly in their favor on this counter-terrorist side.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, Slacks is here again. Okay, this the X-ray. Nothing, nobody go crazy. Oh, Rain teasing again. And he goes beyond the angle, actually, Rain. So he has achieved some map control. And that may keep a second player on the B bomb site, which may have a part to play depending on where FaZe are going. We shall see. See Slacks elevating his position in case there was a a wide peak. They'd probably be expecting a headshot angle, which is why he's up top.
Well, now they've got two guys holding on the B side. Pretty far back, to be fair. They don't want to be close quarters against pistols. Sprout on that CT side. Name of the game now is to kind of keep distance and mow them down at range. But I was kind of expecting to get a hit now, and yeah, Dennis is going to find that shot initially on Rain. Kerrigan still hanging around here. Brokey bringing the bomb. This is it. FaZe committing to this A site.
Committing their lives to the hands of Sprout. And such is the nature of the round. Dennis up the ladder, peeking at close range, giving a free kill away to FaZe Clan, but we'll see how much damage it would potentially do. Twist with the scout. Oh, hello, hold on a second. 30 seconds on the clock, 2 versus 2. Cold Zero, 20 HP, trying to creep his way behind enemy lines as Twist runs distraction and shows the bomb somewhat, but down goes Cold.
Yeah. If you pay Twist the big bucks for shots like that, unfortunately, it's not enough. They will not be able to make their way onto that bomb site and get that bonus money. This is nicely done here by Dennis. Keeping his cool, definitely not expecting somebody here. So Kerrigan getting a freebie on him, that's unfortunate, but his team stabilizes. Sprout, it's all about keeping their cool now, but they've got some grins on their faces. They're feeling it now. 10 rounds on the board on their CT side of Train. This is a 1/2 as far as Sprout are concerned now. Everything past this is just gravy on top. And see Brokey.
Beautiful.
There we go.
That's exactly what FaZe needed. 5 rounds would be reasonable if they could make it there. If they can make it there. 3 rounds though, not sure, but they've got a man advantage. I'm not sure if that scope was heard by Kerrigan, who's the closest man to it. 1 minute 20 for FaZe. Waiting out the utility of Sprout, but Slacks isn't going to wait, it looks like. But how far does he go? Beyond this point, it is disadvantageous. The angle's moving into the left side with the AWP.
Oh, nice body block.
See if it's good for anything, though. Seems the smoke will still be effective on this occasion. Some pot shots through Ivy. And you can see Sprout just deploying their last few grenades here. They still have 2 smokes in the hole, however.
Oh, yeah.
If one of those goes to, like Slacks has got one in main. If he drops that, he could really be instrumental, but the bomb is headed towards the B bomb site here. So there's a lot going on. Hold on, we're seeing an extra man rotating over in time, Faven.
Cressy's got the molly as well. He can throw a molly onto lower ramp.
If he gets the opportunity, there's a flashbang. So will he have time? Faven can run distraction in the meantime. It is deployed. Twist will fall to it, surely. 26 HP as he heads forward. 4 versus 2 for FaZe, but have a look at Speedy. He's hiding in plain sight, looking to stop a bomb plant. Kerrigan on the flank. Has he seen him just jet radar? Surely Kerrigan! Oh, Speedy with the 180, 2 kills, 15 seconds. The bomb's still not planted. There's a 1v1 on the site. There's a rotation from Cold, but Brokey, so awkward for the team. Bombs on the floor. There'll just about be time to do it. My God, these rounds, not even over yet.
I can't handle it, Bardoff. I can't take this, man. That is unreal. But now Slacks 1v2 nightmare situation. He needs to find an instant kill on Cold Zero right away. Cold in the open, there's a chance, but it doesn't work out. The timing is off, and Slacks' odds of him winning this have now plummeted.
Oh, he hasn't checked the corner properly. Free kill for Cold, but my God.
Angles, dude, there's so many angles to check at that point. You have to catch Cold in the open there, otherwise the odds of you winning are just so low. And this off of a very nice opening kill here from Brokey, but Spitty, the hero. Although you got to give it to Brokey. He hits that shot on Speedy, and I mean, without that, it's over. It's done for FaZe. FaZe just counting their lucky stars. Getting a 4th round in this half and setting themselves up perhaps for a 5th. Sprout still had enough money. Double AWP in play here for Sprout. I can't get over how close these rounds are. I mean, FaZe right now, just everything lining up in that round. And let's see, Dennis, this aggression. Do we have a flash? Deep flash? Are we really going to dry peek this?
Oh, apparently we are. But again, Kerrigan, oh, he's close to the corner of contention there. That will change the advantage somewhat. 4 scopes for Sprout as they look for an 11th round on their CT side. Boy, they've made themselves proud regardless of what the final result is. This is a great CT half from them in terms of score at least. 1 minute on the clock, and main is smoked off. What is FaZe's response? But Dennis is in main. He has one last smoke as well. So if they're looking to wait this one out and he deploys another one, we're going to need a lot from those players in Ivy. And indeed, FaZe are just sitting and waiting out this smoke at the moment. No peeks elsewhere. You can see Faven's got an off angle towards Ivy with the AWP. Dry peeks twist showing the bomb. And there's two CTs. They line up again. Cressy, the king of main, it looks like. How on earth can they recover this FaZe? Don't think they can. Brokey 1 versus 5 with the bomb on the other side of the train yard. And down he goes. 11 round for Sprout as they look to eliminate FaZe from this tournament. Can they do it? Find out after the break. Holy potatoes. Sprouts are 5 rounds away from the series. 5 rounds. That's not that many rounds. And what if they take the pistol here? Then FaZe could be in a hell of a lot of trouble. All of a sudden, the odds change in Sprout's favor. It was a different case at the beginning of this game. So much pressure on FaZe to win this pistol. They are in unlimited amounts of trouble if they don't. Sprout bouncing into the A bomb site. However, the kills are going to go the way of FaZe to start off with. A very fast-moving round, and this is exactly the potential result that FaZe needed. Speedy in a 1 versus 4. He's been spotted by Carrigan now. He's got much better range on the USP. Could hardly be worse for Speedy.
Yeah. Worst case scenario. And this is just, you're going to have to shake it off and move on. A very quick pace set in here by FaZe. They pushed Brown Halls immediately. Got right up behind them and Pop Dog. It just could not have gone any better. Sprout, I think, really just tried to run a round that they were comfortable with. Tried to run a pistol round. Coming, like, in the break, all I'm thinking is, like, okay, just Sprout needs to run a pistol round that they're comfortable with. Just stick to what you're comfortable with and what you've practiced a lot, what you know very well. And I think that it's exactly what they did. It's just that FaZe, you know, they push for info. They don't see anybody there. They're going to keep pushing. They know that they need to make bold moves, FaZe, if they're going to stand a chance. Because they're so far behind. They need to break Sprout mentally to be able to start closing this gap. And so now, well, Sprout, they do go for the force. Slacks, though, still going to save a bit of Skrill just in case he can get that AWP. Oh, nice shot from Pevin.
This is a dangerous round. There is Kevlar on 4 of the 5 players. Nothing is guaranteed in this round for FaZe. 2 smokes and a flash for Sprout. 3 players posted up on Ivy, slowly creeping through. Not giving anything away in terms of utility and so on. But look at FaZe gravitating towards Ivy, almost with 3 players. Carrigan's got eyes there from the bomb site itself. Other jobs to do as well. There's a significant gap in that smoke, and it will cost them. Rain with 2. He's doubled his score in this round. Moved to 4 kills. Speedy now 1 versus 3, looking for some additional damage. I think he may be spotted by Carrigan. Indeed, he has.
What a god-awful smoke. That was atrocious. And after a nice shot from that, I mean, look at this. It's a gap a mile wide.
Yeah, it completely ruins the push into the A bomb site. There was some potential there, but indeed it was limited.
So that was a very terrible turn of events. So unfortunately there for Sprout, unforced errors costing them a very valuable opportunity. Had they been able to upset FaZe there in that round, I mean, that sets them up so nicely. And instead now it's going to be FaZe with a chance to really develop some bank, which is exactly what Sprout want to avoid. They want FaZe to be on the ropes. They don't want FaZe to be able to afford full nades and everything that they could want going into this defense. They need to put FaZe on the back foot fast. And not like FaZe have everything that they need. So, nice flash from Carrigan. He's got the timing down pat. But this is, again, just a round of eco here from Sprout. And FaZe just electing to stay back and not really give them many openings to exploit here. Cold up close to that MP9, though.
There goes another one.
Carrigan farming.
Yeah, it feels like a long road back for FaZe. But you do wonder, are the best rounds for Sprout behind them? The CT has been a priority in that respect, so could be an uphill struggle from here.
I mean, Faven is starting to feel it here. Good for him. I mean, 15.
Not with the grenades, though.
Shh. just don't pay attention to that, Bardolph. Just he's got 15 kills. Yeah, this is a tough one, but with 30 seconds left, I mean, you kind of just want to make a play and see if you can get that bomb planted. They're holding back FaZe, but they may change their minds in a moment. They are close enough to stop that plant. Twist, not going to let them get down the ramp.
Oh,
whoa!
A second. Well, we've got a position for Brokey. Let's finish it off with the USP. So again, both these T's on eco, just trying to dry out. They're trying to make it as expensive as possible, you know, even if it's just getting rid of the grenades and so on, and they do need to avoid them before they make a push. But here we are. 3 rounds in a row for FaZe Clan. They've taken both pistol rounds. This one more successful than the last one in terms of the consecutive rounds, however. Another gap is made way more reasonable. 7-11. But what will we see from Sprout? The buy round is here. 4 AKs, the AWP. Maybe we'll see a clue as to how strong they can be on the T side partly in this round. Spiddy's going to be the first man in. We've got a lot of repositioning and a lack of focus towards main. Maybe feeling it was secure with the Molotov there. We'll now find that it's not. I'm not sure what FaZe were up to there. I think they were maybe reading a fast play towards B or something. There's a lot of players moving towards Connector. That has allowed Speedy to still be in the Olafmeister position. Cressy creeping up Ivy pretty early as well, I think. It's reasonable to say. And FaZe are kind of just looking for info. Oh, the bomb's been spotted now on the radar in main, just jumping left and right.
Left to right, so now that bomb could be anywhere.
Yeah, could have left, could have exited. But there's no one in position to show presence towards the B bomb site, but still FaZe are guessing. And as time ticks on, they'll put a second and third man towards the B bomb site. There really isn't any information here. I do wonder if Cold Zero will go for a push. That would be really crucial. Oh my god. This round, positionally, has just been a calamity for FaZe Clan. I'm not really sure what happened at the beginning of it, but it's only going from bad to worse, and I think they're going to save, it looks like.
Yep. That's exactly what FaZe need to do. Rain might have enough. Carrigan will have enough to buy in the next round, and they can drop a gun for Rain and get it rolling. Rain starting to pick up a little bit of steam here in this second half, getting some kills on the board. He ended the first half with a single kill. And so, but to be fair, I was willing to cut him some slack because Sprout showed no presence over towards B at all for him to work with on that lurk roll, but still. Not many opportunities for him to find kills. Hopefully on the CT side we can start to see him come into his own, because he certainly played an instrumental role for FaZe Clan's success against G2 the other day, where Rain really popped off. played very well on Train. So we'll keep an eye on him going forward. But this is going to put Sprout up to 12 rounds. And man, with all 5 alive for Sprout as well, dude, you just could not ask for a better situation. This is going to really just set up, give them a great opportunity to build that bank, which is what a lot of this is about. Just getting the money so you can afford the grenades. Whereas FaZe now are going to be the ones who are going to feel a little bit of pressure. I like that from Speedy as well, really trying to maximize the chance of a multi-kill. Had somebody been standing out in the open next to Kerrigan.
They can't afford too many blips like that, FaZe. That was a very problematic round for them, and a very expensive one. But here we are again. Full focus now on main and elsewhere. Angle held with the AWP as the CTs make their way towards ladder. We saw Brokey with a fast kill from that position. The CTs will get to connector first. So if you post up, then you do have a good chance. 3-man Ivy presence from Sprout to begin with, and I expect the round will slow down somewhat after these initial grenades. CT Ivy smoke has come and gone. Nice pop flash. Just looking for info. No guns fired, so they're not quite sure. Cold Zero up top again as Faven starts to creep. Sprout waiting for a particular time on the clock, it seems. 1 minute mark, and the grenades are deployed up Ivy.
They have set themselves up, FaZe, to give up Ivy. Brokey's not too far away in connector as well, so there's soon to be 4 players here on this A side for FaZe Clan. This defense is going to be a tough one to crack. Faven trying to make some noise over here towards B. Cold Zero's got the angle, though, where he's going to be able to hear the footsteps, and more importantly, check for info. He sees nobody.
Oh, but there's a potential flank here. Surely they realize that 33 seconds, Faven could be instrumental. I can't imagine Cold Zero goes back down to check B. Have a look at connector. While this distraction is being run, it's purely waiting on Faven here. Cressy will drop the bomb, and Faven now, he's got 2 kills to find. Trigger discipline, but look, the time is going to be really crucial. Brokey, there's the first kill. Can he find a second? Doesn't spot the player on the bomb, but the trade is here. The kills don't come fast enough, but Slacks has got a chance. Planting the bomb. You'll hear the flashbang and the spread from E-Box. Posting up, very nice shot on Rain, but does he check the same position for Cold? He's got some cover for the time being, but Cold has the angle. There are holes in the defenses here for FaZe Clan.
Yeah, but it's that headshot, the head box, the head model, you know, like shooting from behind, gets a bit squiffy. And I think that's unfortunate that it took so long. Left him wondering where the second guy was. That is unreal.
Yeah, if that engagement happens just a few seconds before, later rather.
He's actually off on the angle as well. He just barely misses it.
It's a huge 2K from Twist. The bomb carrier spotted immediately.
What a round. The fact that Cold Zero does not spot that lurk either. And while now we're into it, that bank that Sprout had built up, they're grateful for it now. Here we go. Dennis straight out into yard, though. Nobody here to help him out. Just nades over the top, hoping to find somebody in the open, looking for the duel, and he's going to get it! Kerrigan is down.
They're lining up for him. Close for a second one. You can see Twist on the AWP. 9 HP. Dennis has had nice impacts on the A bomb site. And that really compromises where Twist can stand. He can't go on the bomb site because you can nade it from main. He doesn't know that the T's don't have HEs. So he's really limited in where he can choose to stand, playing at the very back now towards Ulbomb. Off angles from Brokey on Ivy, looking down towards main as well with his AWP. And Cold Zero upstairs once again. He hasn't really pushed this position just yet. It was reactively last time when the grenades were coming into the B bomb site.
He's going to do it again here. This is him just going to be collecting that information, but they are going to gather up this time around, and it's going to be a B hit for Sprout. And so Cold Zero, when the nades come through, are they going to be watching for this flank? This is tense. 35 seconds. There's no room for error now for Sprout.
Cressy maybe on a late rotation, using that man advantage. And again, Cold to go up top. There's no challenge on the high ground. He could stop the bomb plant here. The bomb's pushing through to the other side, actually, so might be by design. Down goes Cold Zero. Great angles from Sprout. Looking good for a 13th. Brokey diving off the board backwards, leaving Twist to try and save with 1 HP. There's no money for FaZe Clan. There's no money at all. They are in so much trouble right now.
Some would say that this is a disastrous turn of events for FaZe Clan. Currently on LAN together, which I would say normally is a pretty big advantage, but you can see that Sprout, they're just playing, they aren't on LAN together as a team. They're playing individually from their own places. But for Sprout, man, just imagine if this were to happen. That's the grind paying off, hard work paying off. The number of maps, number of official maps teams like Sprout play compared to teams like FaZe in the same period of time, it's almost like 3 times as many officials. It is nuts, the amount of hard work and effort that teams like Sprout put in just to have a chance at a qualifier like this. If they were to upset FaZe here, that would be one of the biggest wins for them yet. What a golden opportunity here. And so they can't think about it too much. They need to stay focused on their game. Don't let it get into their heads. Don't get ahead of themselves. This is still FaZe. It's only 5 rounds difference right now. You got Kerrigan, you got Cold, you got Monsters on the other side who are ready to take advantage of you if you give them the opportunity. Well, let's see it now. This is it. Moment of truth for Sprout.
Yeah, if they can avoid this, they are in such a strong position. Looking okay so far. Cressy must be careful though. Potential for a multi-frag from Kerrigan, still in sandwich at present. That smoke won't be there forever. And denied. Cold and Twist now.
So tough the timing there, man, and sandwich. It's like if you don't have Lady Luck on your side, you're just going to be in for a real hard time there.
Speaking of a real hard time, 8-14 for FaZe. And look at, oh man, they got $2,000 per person.
That was a force buy from FaZe.
This is the run, Semler. This is
no way.
The run.
Bardolph!
I thought this could happen. I thought it could happen. I put a minimum on this because I thought that this could happen, and it looks like it just might. Sprouts. My God, what a huge scalp if they can do this. Some real key rounds lost by FaZe. Namely, one on Dust 2.
Man, and if you lose this, oh man, I mean, then it's big mouse sports. Loser of big mouse sports is next. Imagine Sprout up against either of those teams. That could be spice.
Oh man, this is... No, FaZe kind of a big fan base, and this is a pretty difficult situation. At least it looks like a fast eco round. Fast eco round is a good one. Match point for Sprout, 7 of them.
Yeah, loser of Mouse Sports Big in the next round here of this lower bracket. This is a lower bracket run. Match point. FaZe on the edge of getting eliminated and only earning 250 points. Compared to first place in this tournament, 1,600 points. Massive difference, and there's only a couple of RMRs happening in the year. Not many opportunities to earn those points. Going out last place here would be an utter disaster for FaZe. Everybody expected that of Sprout. But for FaZe Clan, this is unreal. And they have got to be just pinching themselves that not only did they have to play Train once, they had to play Train twice in 2 best-of-3s. Hell's going on here. Here we go, Faven. Going to get bested by Rain. And there's the opening for FaZe. Man advantage now. Low on nades, though, FaZe Clan. They do not have a whole lot of utility left to work with, whereas Sprout are well-equipped. They can get this going.
See Twist rotating as Dennis looks to head his way. Kerrigan trying to see over the smoke at the same time. Twist up very close. It's a free kill for him, but a pre-fire and he's good to go. It's a long road back for FaZe. This might be the start of it. Opening kill for Sprout in round 24. Cressy and Speedy remain. Hold on a second. How has this come to a 2 versus 2? Cressy with the bomb at Old Bomb. Oh, there's Twist. That was such an important tap, but it's missed by both players. Brokey will reposition as well.
Oh, unfortunately for him. Brokey is in position to shut him down. Do they save an op? They do not manage to save one of the AWPs on FaZe. Whereas Sprout have mountains of cash, no problem at all for them to get re-equipped. FaZe Clan are going to be just digging the bottom of the barrel here, trying to manage to make this work. Actually going to get a pretty respectable, but that's Rain having to go for an MP9, taking the hit. And Twist limited on the grenades. Pretty fairly decent buy, all things considered, though. So let's see how things pan out here. 6 rounds separating these two teams. FaZe fighting for overtime. Sprout looking to close it. And Rain close. Okay, so now this is the position where we got to see Rain really shine against G2. He was coming into his own. He was looking good. So let's see if he can have an impact towards Pop Dog, towards E-Box here on this CT side. And Sprout, take your time and just set things up. FaZe Clan are not sure if this is a B hit or not. They are keeping 2 players very hard on this B defense. And so only 3 on A for FaZe means that there's a pretty big gap here for Sprout to exploit. And so the nades are going down on A. Similar nades to what we saw last round. And that was an A hit. This time around, however, Sprout, 3 players ready to go on B.
Yeah, I imagine it's still going to go a bit deeper with Sprout on the A bomb site first. We've got Cressy trying to make his way through Ivy, but there are no other sounds. Speedy starting to creep now. Karrigan starting to wonder. Not really checking the angle properly, but still getting the kill, Speedy. And now comes a push on the B bomb site. coldzera delivering too, though. And it's Slacks waiting with the AWP. He'll be deleted as well.
coldzera's too good, man. The Iceman, the Terminator. If anybody was going to stop FaZe from slipping into oblivion, it would be Cold. He is the guy who is just, I mean, major MVP champion. I mean, he's just a monster. He will make the difference for this team.
1 round at a time, FaZe Clan.
You got to give it to Twist as well. Just kind of flying below the radar right now, but 25 kills for Twist.
Absolutely. It's got some important multi-frags for FaZe on the CT side.
Still money for the buy, but now we've tapped that bank. Excuse me, we've run out of money on Sprout, so this is it. 4 AKs, the AWP, light on the nades. Can we see a change of pace here out of Sprout? We have 4 players on A for FaZe. They were expecting a change of pace out onto the A site. FaZe looking to counter it early. And now Brokey going to rotate back over towards B, realizing that there was no early aggression coming from Sprout. FaZe Clan going to spread out once more. Well, that's unfortunate. This is the true test of will, though, from Sprout. This is where it starts to weigh on them. Just 1 round. It's all fun and games up until this point, but now you have to do it. You have to end it.
Got to play to win, not be afraid to lose. That tells its own story.
Indeed, right, some teams, you know, they aren't closers.
So Sprout playing for the late game now, not really giving much, and this is a nervous situation for CT sides as well, just not being given much or any information from the Ts. So all of a sudden you may end up with 4, 5 players charging into one of these bomb sites, and which one? How do you figure it out? Sometimes it requires risk, and you have to be brave enough to do that. We can see Karrigan playing in a very forward position as far as main is concerned. Spots one. Has he seen the bomb though? I think he has actually. Dennis now moving forward. 22 seconds. Karrigan not giving the kill. It's got to make him work for it. Some strafing, but Sprout are on the way now. Brokey trying to shut this down, but he can't do it. 10 seconds to plant. coldzera won't have the angle for it. 1 versus 3 is Cold, and that's it. Sprout have defeated FaZe and eliminated them from this RMR. 2-1 on Train to close it out.
What a fantastic job. They actually did it, and running down the clock. 20 seconds when that push starts. FaZe not making any plays to get the info, not trying to take the fight, holding on the site itself, and that was enough room for Sprout to get in there and to take the fight to them. Rain, look of dejection. I think the camera's frozen on him. I think the cameras will have been turned off pretty quickly on the FaZe side of things. Well, congratulations to Sprout. What a fantastic performance from them across 3 maps. They get the job done.
Yeah, they had some strong CT sides, but they finished it on the T side of Train. And they did the improbable. It wasn't impossible, though, as we can see. So congrats to Sprout.
And that's a minimum of 500 points now for Sprout. So they were staring down the barrel of only taking 250 home with them today for the RMR. Now they've at least doubled that, and they've also guaranteed another match where they can even earn more. So fantastic performance from Sprout. Now this is going to be really exciting to see because they go up against either Big or Mouse. We could get a derby between two German rosters, or we could get the Mouse Sports play. It can go all over the place now.
Freya Spears, what do you think of that?
I don't even know what we should be making of that result. Guys, we were not expecting Sprout to even really be pushing this to the full 3 maps versus FaZe. They push FaZe down and out of the competition in dead last place. They have the minimum amount of RMR points heading towards the next major. And I'm stunned. I thought FaZe, you know, when we were seeing them mounting some of these rounds, potentially starting the comeback on Train, I thought they were going to be doing it. We were prefacing this as these were the players with the skill and experience to be pushing this one home. So where on earth did FaZe lose out in this one?
I think we're of the collective opinion that this just seems like, you know, an inconsistent phase from day to day. If that was their high mark against G2 just the other day, this was definitely a low point here on Train especially. And it just seems like it's an incomplete phase, and Sprout really coming alive with all 5 players. That's the difference maker for me.
Yeah, I sold the angle before this on just that Sprout has a couple wins under their belt on Train. And, you know, I was kind of searching for an angle when I was doing that. I wasn't like, okay, FaZe has been playing better competition. They should be able to do this. But Semler said it best on the cast that some teams just aren't closers, it feels like. And FaZe is I can't believe I'm saying it, looking at those players, but they're not one of them right now. They just can't seem to get it together when these maps, these series go the distance. I mean, this is now so many tournaments now, 4 tournaments, now 5 actually, that they haven't even really made it deep. They came in dead, like last place at ESL Pro League, last place at DreamHack Masters Spring, last place at Flashpoint 3. This FaZe roster right now is for lack of a better word, it's a failure right now. This is not a good look for FaZe, but I have to give props to Sprout. We have to look at the other side of it because these guys played out of their minds, and Cressy was so sensational, and he's not even a player we highlighted at all.
No, it was incredible to see him really stepping up to the plate, as we could see from the scoreboard there, the top fragging on the side of Sprout. I mean, 21 kills, bottom fragging 17. You said it perfectly there, Lex. Everybody was stepping up on the side of Sprout when they needed to.
Yeah, and I honestly, at the beginning of the series, during the pregame, I really was looking at FaZe and their performance the other day. I was like, wow, this really could be the resurgence of Rain, somebody who has been so quiet in the past few months. You know, you have him in these positions a lot of the times, either A-side on Mirage or here at E-Box on Train. And you're going to have him in those positions. That means he's taking point. He's leading the charge on your CT side and your defense. You only have 7 kills at the end of the game. I hate to put it in such simple terms, but if you're not fragging, you're not winning. And unfortunately for the side of FaZe, if collectively you're playing that inconsistency, I just am not surprised at all that, you know what, okay, maybe the outcome is surprising, but the fact that FaZe hasn't resolved all their issues, maybe I shouldn't have even expected that.
Yeah. It's really hard to watch this FaZe team right now for me. I say that as just kind of a fan of some of the players, a fan of just the game in general. It's what Sprout's doing to them. I mean, again, I do have to give a lot of credit to Sprout for the way they played. They played like a really solid style. Even that last round, I think, was really well constructed through and through. But these are things that FaZe should be able to suss out. They should be taking a little bit more control, taking a little bit more initiative at times. It feels like they're playing a style, kind of almost a reactive style, but they don't have the answers. So.
Yeah. Which is something that potentially we would be expecting from FaZe, right? In terms of having the reactions on point. We're looking at, you know, the caliber of some of these players. We were saying that they're used to being in these high-pressure situations, so it is surprising that you don't see them bouncing back with some answers.
Yeah, and I think a question mark for Train especially was, for us anyway, not having seen Sprout, you know, necessarily have the most deep map pool. And okay, maybe you're going to go up against FaZe, where you got to see them play the other day. Are you going to have a game plan in mind? They looked so comfortable on both sides of the map of getting into the positions they needed to be to make an impact, and that's why I think that echoed sentiment that I've just been repeating over and over, which is like, okay, we're getting contributions from Speedy, we're getting contributions from Dennis, and they're finding really big impact and high impact situations and plays that, you know, normally if you're watching them in a losing match or even from day one against Heroic, it really just seemed like, wow, is Faven going to pick up a 4K, or is Slacks going to open things up with a triple? Because other than that, like, there's just no hope for them winning rounds. There on T-side Train, it looked like FaZe just had no clue what was going on or where the direction was, the bomb was was going half the time.
Yeah, and I have to put two players in particular under the microscope now for FaZe, and one is Rain, because his performance has just not been what we need out of him if he's an entry fragger and we want FaZe to win these games. And the second is actually Kerrigan. I think that usually by now Kerrigan will have found some footing with the roster, develop some strategies, but I'm seeing smokes that Kerrigan is throwing that are maybe 8 months old out of the meta, like not even the relevant smokes anymore because they're slower, and I think some of his players are even getting caught off by timings. On Dust 2 in particular, there's the one smoke that they throw for the drop down kind of elbow wrap smoke. There's a faster smoke than that lands 2 seconds faster, and they're still throwing old smokes. Like, they need to be updating their playbook now, and this is just not acceptable from both Rain and Kerrigan.
Maybe we should continue to put something else under the microscope. We're going to be putting some rounds up on our screen that are going to show the positive side of this matchup. Because as you were saying, Maui, we have got to look at the bright side for Sprout because they did look incredibly solid throughout this game. And I believe there was a Crezzy moment. I mean, it is Love a Tree Day as well. We should have seen this.
Oh my God! Like we didn't even highlight that. We've been highlighting every ridiculous day. Sea Monkey Day. We're not highlighting Love a Tree Day.
Well, it definitely was Love and Sprout. And something else that was Love and Sprout was, I think, round number 8 with that incredible play from Crezzy, who you were saying, Maui, we weren't really expecting too much coming in from him, and he was silently doing his job on Dust 2, but this was loud and clear on round 10 on Train.
Yeah, so let's. I think as soon as we jump into this, we can see how Cressy was able to just break apart this FaZe offense. And all in all, I mean, the thing is that, okay, starting things off, Dennis finds the kill onto Twist, and then Kerrigan, he's going to try to press on forward. And Cressy's in a pretty difficult position here, but he just pushes right through the sandwich smoke and just gets so active at this spot, and a triple spray down into the spin around to find that kill. Like, that is just so crazy. And Cressy, what a shot. Like, I've never seen an AUG spray down that precise. It was like 4 bullets, 3 kills. What is that?
It's the perfect lineup.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
It's fun to watch.
Yes.
And I think we do need to check in with the winners, of course, of this game. We've got Farvan on the line for the winners interview. First of all, man, huge congratulations. Can you put into words exactly what were you thinking after that win?
Thank you, first of all, and yeah, it feels just super great to win against these huge names, I would say, and because we came into the Flashpoint like without, I wouldn't say without expectations, but I mean, we were the clear underdogs against Heroic and FaZe, and I think we are pretty happy now that we won against FaZe and are still in Flashpoint.
Favan, I had a question about the makeup of this roster. I mean, you've been on this roster for over 900 days now. And you guys have been kind of meddling, some ups, some downs, but now that you guys are sticking it through and you see a result such as this, I mean, what do you think the future objectives are for Sprout?
The future objectives, I would say it's nice to be constantly in the top 20 in the ranking. And I think to play like ESL Cologne, like the main tournament, and to just play some bigger tournaments and not go out last place would be nice.
Well, you've accomplished that, so well done here. Fav, next question would be, looking down the line to the next matchup, I mean, you've got potentially Big or Mouse Sports on the horizon. Any particular preference between the two?
Actually, I don't care who we play, but I think we would have more chances against Big because it's like a domestic matchup, and like it's like mental games and the stuff, and yeah, I think Big would be better for us.
Favan, I have another one just kind of on that Big subject. So you saw Keto and Sursin leave you, I don't know, about a year and a half ago or so, and you've seen the heights that they've gotten to. I mean, peaking at #1 in the world at the middle of last year. I mean, do you think Sprout can get there as well? Can there be 2 German teams at the top, the tip top of Counter-Strike?
To be honest, I think if we keep improving like this, I mean, before we did the bootcamp, before the close qualifier for Flashpoint, we were pretty bad. And after that, we went a lot better. And I think, I mean, maybe not top 5 or stuff like this, like Big is in, but I think we can be 100% better than we are now. And it's just a matter of time, I would say.
That's interesting to hear you say you didn't feel too hot before that boot camp. What did you kind of change in that? Was there any kind of noticeable differences for you coming out of that boot camp as a squad together?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's nice just in a bootcamp you have always like the team chemistry, which is going up all the time, and it just feels better to be in the team. And our coaching stuff, like NK and Jansen, are doing pretty much everything like preparation and stuff like this and searching out new stuff. And in the bootcamp we have way more theory time and we are way more focused because our coach is always taking our phones away. So when we are playing practice matches or something, we should always be focused on dev calling and stuff like this, so no one is getting attracted by something else. And I think this is helping us a lot.
That's a solid plan. I want to ask just about the team chemistry as well, because we were saying just up here on the desk, we were really impressed with Krezi and what he was bringing to this series, Slacks as well, on some of the maps too. So what's it been like integrating them into the team, seeing as, you're one of the longest standing members of the Sprout side?
Yeah, in the beginning it was pretty hard for them because I would say they have like better opponents now who they play and new strats and stuff like this. But right now it's feeling a lot better. They are both playing better than in the beginning, and it just feels like a good team now. And before it was like a bit shaky, I would say. But we are like also 5 friends, and I think it's really important to also have this feeling to be friends in the team, I would say, to keep up the team chemistry. And yeah.
Well, huge congratulations to yourself and the team, Fav, and can't wait to see what else you're going to be bringing to Flashpoint 3. We'll let you go off and celebrate that victory.
Yeah. Thank you a lot. Goodbye.
Congrats.